As a child, Christmas was always very special to my family and I. You see, I come from a big family with lots of aunts, uncles, and cousins. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were packed full of fun, food, and family. Yet, it's not the actual days that I remember the most, but the anticipation that began immediately following Thanksgiving. You see, my dad, after Thanksgiving was over, would start playing Christmas music every morning before we went to school. For nearly a month, the anticipation of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day would build and build until my small little body was about to burst. Though Christmas was fun and exciting as children, it eventually fades away. Family goes home, food goes in the fridge, and we are left holding on to a feeling that is fleeting. Looking back, I miss that anticipation, and I miss that little boy who loved Christmas so much. You see, somewhere along the way, most of us lose the joy and the wonder that we felt as children. But I have great news for you. We can get that childlike anticipation back, and we can live in it each and every day. You're probably saying to yourself, Arby, that sounds great, but I have no idea how to make this happen in my own life. Well, I believe that there are 2 steps you can take today that'll help you realize that. Number 1, we have to realize and accept that the earth and our own bodies are like rentals. You see, God didn't design our bodies nor the earth to last forever. And number 2, I believe that we need to anticipate all that is to come when we reach our home. You see, we're not home right now. Our home is with God. Our home is in heaven. And right now, we're not at home. We're just renting this place. And so we need to anticipate all that is to come, all the great things that are going to happen when we finally get home. C.S. Lewis in the Chronicles of Narnia kind of says it like this: all their life in this world and all their adventures in Narnia had only been the cover and the title page. Now at last they were beginning chapter 1 of the great story, which no one on earth has read, which goes on forever, and in which every chapter is better than the one before.
I'm gonna climb over the mountain. One of these days I'm gonna ride on a silver lining. One of these days I'm gonna witness all I've been missing. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna do all the things that I've never done. I'm gonna finish all the races that I've run but I never won. I'm gonna see a million faces, recognize everyone. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna see the hand that took the nails from me. One of these days I'm gonna hold the key to a mansion built for me. One of these days I'm gonna walk the streets of gold that will pay for me. One of these days I'm gonna see my Jesus face to face. One of these days. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna see just what became of me on the day that I believe. And you took myself from me, and I believe that I will see what I would have been if you hadn't saved me. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna talk with the saints who have gone before. In their sandals I will walk, and we'll sit along the shore. And I will learn all the things that I never knew before. of these days, one of these days. One of these days I'll finally be in a place where there's no more need, no more pain and no more grief, no more foolish disbelief, and all the joy there will be when at last I finally see. One of these days, one of these days, I'm gonna see the hand that took the nails from me. One of these days, I'm gonna hold the key to a mansion built for me. One of these days, I'm gonna walk the streets of gold that will pay for me. One of these days, I'm gonna see my Jesus face to face. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days. One of these days.